I'm Father Mike Brennan. I'm the vocation director here at St. Norbert Abbey. I first came to know the Norbertines from my very first visit at St. Norbert College. I was interested in priesthood coming out of high school, and I had gone to visit a college seminary. And that same weekend, we stopped at St. Norbert College. And in the admissions office, I mentioned that I was interested in priesthood. And that very first visit to the college, I had the opportunity to sit down with Father Jim Baroniak. And I knew that I was going to come to St. Norbert College when I stepped foot on the campus, but especially after I had that opportunity to meet with Father Jim. And then throughout my time at St. Norbert, I met several other Norbertines, either Norbertines teaching on campus. Father Gary Meehan was the college pastor at the time. His absolute kindness and humility and welcome was something that attracted me to the Norbertines. And as Father Jim helped me get to know more Norbertines over the year, I just had a deep appreciation for who the Norbertines were as individuals and who they are as a community. And so it was through my college years that I came to know the Norbertines. For me, it was definitely community life, and it was an experience of coming back home. I, as I mentioned, was a college student at St. Norbert, but after college, I taught school for 11 years and coached basketball in Catholic schools, both down in Louisiana and Chicago. But I knew I was attracted to community life, and I was looking very seriously at the Augustinians because I had taught at an Augustinian high school. And the charism of the Norbertines and Augustinians are very similar in that they're both teaching orders, they're both involved in teaching and parish ministry, they're both follow the rule of St. Augustine. So I really thought I was going to be an Augustinian, but then I came back here for one more visit, and when I visited the Abbey, when I visited the college campus, I knew that I was home. So it was that sense of community, it was that sense of belonging here at St. Norbert Abbey that really made me know I was in the right place. One thing that I have often talked to young men about is they feel called to religious life and they feel called to marriage. And I say that's a good thing. There are a lot of similar skills between fatherhood as a married man, as an actual father, and as a priest. You have to be willing to give of yourself completely. If you're a family man, to your family, to your spouse. You have to be willing to sacrifice some of your own wants and desires for the good of the family. So if you're feeling called to family life and called to priesthood, it's very likely, well, you're definitely going to have to make a decision at some point. I, for one, for most of my life, felt called for sure to priesthood, but I also discerned marriage for a long time. And it's important to recognize that both marriage and priesthood involve a lot of the same skills, especially the idea of being self-sacrificing, of wanting to give yourself for the good of your parishioners, the good of the students you might work with. So if you feel attracted to both, be open to praying about and discerning both. Talk to married men, talk to husbands and fathers that you know in your life. Talk to priests, because you'll probably discover that faithful Catholic men discern priesthood and are married. And faithful priests also at one time discern marriage. You can experience the call to both. At one point you'll have to make a decision. I'm glad I've made the decision I made, and I want you to explore both with an open heart and open mind and let God call you to where you belong.